Programs for food security in India. In mid-1970s, National Sample Survey Organization reported the high incidence of poverty level in India. Due to this, three important food intervention programs were introduced. They are Public Distribution System for Food Grains, Integrated Child Development Services, and Food for Work program. Public distribution system. The food procured by the FCI is distributed among the poorer sections of the society through government regulated ration shops. This is called the public distribution system or PDS. Ration shops are now present in most localities, villages, towns and cities. There are about 5.5 lakh ration shops all over the country. Ration shops are also known as fair price shops because food grains are supplied to the poor through these shops at much reasonable and a fair price than the market price. Market price is often high. Any family with a ration card can purchase stipulated amount of food grains, sugar, kerosene, etc. Ration shops keep stock of food grains, sugar, kerosene oil and oil for cooking. These items are sold to people at a price lower than the market price. Any family with a ration card can buy a stipulated amount of these items. The ration cards are of three kinds. They are color coded for easy recognition. They are Antyodaya card for the poorest of the poor, BPL card for families below the poverty line, and APL card for all others. What is rationing? It is a term given to government controlled distribution of resources and scarce goods or services. It restricts how much people are allowed to buy or consume at a particular time within a particular period. Rationing in India was introduced in 1940s against the backdrop of the Bengal famine. Later, it was revived in the wake of an acute food shortage during 1960s prior to the Green Revolution. As reported by the National Sample Survey Organization, in the mid-1970s, three important food intervention programs were introduced: Public Distribution System for Food Grains, Integrated Child Development Services, which was introduced in 1975, and Food for Work program. Over the years, several new programs have been launched and some have been restructured with the growing experience of administering the programs. Current status of public distribution system. Public distribution system is the most important step taken by the government of India towards ensuring food security. In the beginning, the PDS coverage was universal with no discrimination between the poor and non-poor. In 1992, a revamped public distribution system was started in 1700 blocks of the country to provide the benefits of PDS in remote and backward areas. In 1997, a targeted public distribution system was introduced to target the poor in all areas, with a lower issue price for food grains for poor compared to the price paid by non-poor people. Further, in year 2000, two special programs or special schemes, Antyodaya Anna Yojana and Annapurna scheme, were launched. Antyodaya Anna Yojana. It was launched for the poorest of poor. It was launched in December 2000. Under this scheme, 1 crore of the poorest among the BPL or below poverty line families covered under the targeted public distribution system were identified. Poor families were identified by the respective state rural development departments through a below poverty line survey. 25 kgs of food grains were made available to each eligible family at a highly subsidized rate of 2 rupees per kg for wheat and 3 rupees per kg for rice. This quantity was increased from 25 kg to 35 kg from April 2002. Annapurna scheme for the indigent senior citizens. It provides 10 kg of food grains free of cost per month to senior citizens who are not receiving any pension or have any other source of income or having a family to support them, that is, if they are destitute. Let us look at some of the remarkable achievements of PDS or public distribution system. PDS has helped government to stabilize food grain prices so that it is available to consumers at affordable rates. It has helped in avoiding widespread hunger and famine by supplying food from surplus regions to deficit ones. It also helped in increasing food grain production besides providing income security to farmers in some areas. The implementation of the PDS still needs to be improved because of the following reasons. Buffer stocks are much higher than the rules. In some FCI godowns, grains are getting damaged or eaten by rats and still instances of hunger are prevalent. High level of buffer stock of 65.3 million tons of wheat and rice in 2014 was much more than the minimum level of buffer norms. The excess stock of food grains bought from farmers at high prices leads to high carrying costs for the government, besides leading to deterioration and wastage. The pressure exerted by leading food grain producing states to increase the buying cost has increased MSP. The rising MSP has increased the maintenance cost of procured food grains, storage cost and transportation cost. The buying of food grains is concentrated in a few prosperous states like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and to a lesser extent in West Bengal. The high MSPs have made farmers to cultivate wheat and rice more. This results in depletion of the water table as they require more water to grow. This has also led to soil degradation, endangering future sustainability of agricultural development in the regions where these are grown. PDS has also become ineffective in many regions of the country because dealers running the ration shops are often indulged in malpractices. Sometimes they divert the grains to open market to get a better price, selling poor quality grains at ration shops and irregular opening of the shops and so on. Such malpractices have resulted in consumers of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha buying much less food grains than the national average from the ration shops. In the southern states, where the shops are run by cooperatives, the consumers purchase much more than the national average. Since the introduction of targeted distribution system with 3 levels of prices for 3 different income level families, that is the above poverty line families do not have much incentive to buy food grains from the ration shops. The prices for these families are not significantly lower than market prices. Next comes subsidy. It is a payment that a government makes to a producer to supplement the market price of a commodity. Subsidy helps in keeping consumer prices low while maintaining a higher income for domestic producers. Integrated Child Development Services. In 1975, it was introduced on an experimental basis. Its aim is to provide children up to 6 years of age supplementary nutrition, immunization, health checkup, referral services, preschool, non-formal education as well as nutrition and health education for their mothers. Food for Work program. The main objective of the Food for Work program is generation of supplementary wage employment. It is open to all rural people who are in need of unskilled work wage employment. National Food for Work program was launched on 14th November 2004 in 150 most backward districts of the country with the objective of intensifying the generation of supplementary wage employment. The program is open to all rural poor who are in need of wage employment and decide to do manual unskilled work. It is implemented as a 100% centrally sponsored scheme and the food grains are provided to the states free of cost. The collector is the nodal officer at the district level and has the overall responsibility of planning, implementation, coordination, monitoring and supervision of this program. From 2005, this program has been subsumed in NREGA. Poverty alleviation programs. Over the last few years, several other poverty alleviation programs were launched mostly in rural areas. Some of them have also been restructured. Some of these programs have explicit food components. Others are employment programs which improve food security by increasing the income of the poor. For example, Rural Wage Employment Program, Employment Guarantee Scheme, Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana and Midday Meal. Role of cooperatives in food security. The role played by cooperatives in food security of India is important, especially in the southern and western parts of the country. The cooperative societies set up shops to sell low-priced goods to poor people. For example, out of all fair price shops running in Tamil Nadu, around 94% are being run by the cooperatives. Let us look at some examples to know the success stories of cooperatives in order to contribute in food security of India. In Delhi, Mother Dairy is making progress in the provision of milk and vegetables to the consumers at a controlled rate decided by the government of Delhi. Amul is another success story of cooperatives in milk and milk products from Gujarat. It has brought about the white revolution in the country. In Maharashtra, Academy of Development Science has facilitated a network of NGOs for setting up grain banks in different regions. It organizes training and capacity building programs on food security for NGOs. The Academy of Development Science Grain Bank program is acknowledged as a successful and innovative food security intervention.